Welcome to this lunch with Her Excellency Ms. Frances Adamson, Australian Ambassador to the People's Republic of China. My name is Kee Wong. I'm the Deputy Chairman of ASIALINK. And it's my pleasure to welcome everybody to this afternoon's luncheon event.
Ambassador, we're very fortunate that instead of waiting 40 years to read your cables to Canberra, we can hear from you directly today. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of ASIALINK, please join me in welcoming the Ambassador.
And so I'm delighted to be here today at the Sofitel to speak to you about Australia-China relations and China's economic reform. Last week, the inaugural Strategic Economic Dialogue was held in Beijing between the Australian Treasurer Joe Hockey and Minister for Trade and Investment Andrew Robb, with the chair of China's National Development and Reform Commission, Xu Shaoshi. The ASIALINK Index of Regional Engagement, launched by the Prime Minister late last year, shows that China is the regional economy with which Australia is most engaged. Surveying the trade, investment, research and education, tourism, migration, people-to-people ties between Australia and China, it's not surprising that China topped the inaugural index by some margin. For almost a quarter of a century, ASIALINK has been working to build the skills and support the relationships which now make possible gatherings of that scale and indeed this, which are vital to Australia's ability to prosper in Asia. ASIALINK was founded in Melbourne in 1990, and as our commercial, political and cultural ties with the region strengthen, it is fitting that ASIALINK's agenda and capabilities expand to drive and sustain this national effort. As a major supplier of wool, hides and skins, dairy and cotton, and one of the largest providers of quality education and tourism in Australia, Victoria accounts for a substantial proportion of total bilateral trade with China. Two-way trade in goods alone between Victoria and China was worth just over $17.5 billion in 2013, and China is Victoria's largest goods export market. As a centre for education and the home of Australia's dairy industry, Victoria is perfectly placed to catch the next wave of Australia-China trade. We expect to see growing demand for Australian wool, cotton, dairy, education, tourism and professional services as China's urbanisation, the great driver of growth, continues. Victoria is an attractive destination for Chinese investment, and a number of high-profile Chinese companies have established regional headquarters in Melbourne. This includes companies such as Sinopec, CITIC Resources, Minmetals, ZTE and Wuhan Iron and Steel. More recently, State Grid's investment of over $3.5 billion in SP AusNet and Jimenez electricity and gas distribution assets in Eastern Australia have helped make Victoria the top destination for Chinese investment in Australia. Indeed, investment is central to the success of Australia's relationship with China. In my conversations with Chinese investors, I'm struck by the frequency with which they tell me how much they value our stable and transparent business and investment environment.
Ambassador Adamson, it's been a wonderful privilege to have you here for your thoughtful and in-depth analysis of what's going on and the significant changes happening in the China-Australia relationship. But I really would just like to thank the Ambassador and appreciate her taking the time. I'd encourage you all to remain for coffee and dessert and perhaps a little bit more discussion. So if we could perhaps just thank the Ambassador one more time. Thanks very much.